Good afternoon and welcome to another Money Making Mom Scope. This afternoon we're going to be talking about Facebook share groups, and I'm going to share how by using these share groups, what they look like and how we use them, we're able to significantly increase our Facebook engagement. So welcome, I'm so glad to have you here. For those of you who are new, my name is Crystal Payne and I am the founder of MoneySavingMom.com, and I am also the owner of the Money Saving Mom Facebook page, which currently has 778,000 followers. I just had to look, and I've been on Facebook for a long time, and Facebook, as I've shared in other scopes, is one of has been the top traffic driver to our site for a long time. So I love Facebook engagement and strategy, and I love studying what works. So I want to share some of that this afternoon. You're watching in the carpool lane. You caught me live twice in one day. Woohoo, way to go. Okay, so for those of you who are maybe not quite sure what a Facebook share group is, I'm going to show you basically what it is. But first I'll tell you, Facebook share group is where multiple different bloggers or website owners who are on Facebook and have a Facebook page are going to share each other's links and content. This can be done either by you are actually resharing a post that someone posted on Facebook on your own Facebook page, or that you are actually sharing a direct post from someone else's site onto your Facebook page. So it depends upon, different groups are different, but it's basically that you are helping to promote other people, and you are working together to promote one another. And so it's kind of a collaborative effort to promote each other and to increase each other's Facebook engagement as well as each other's site traffic. And that's what's most important. So the Facebook, I'm on 2 Facebook share groups. Hi, Rebecca. I was just listening to your podcast this morning, and I was sitting there going, oh my goodness, Rebecca is so smart. For those of you who don't know Simply Rebecca, she is a co-host on the Sorta Awesome podcast, and you must check it out. It's one of my very favorite podcasts. So that was a little detour there. I'm on 2 different Facebook share groups. One is hosted on Facebook, and the other one is hosted on Google Drive, and each of them are a little bit different. I've been asked to be on other Facebook share groups, but I'm really picky about which kinds of groups I'll participate in, and I'll share a little bit more about that in just a second. But first I want to show you what these groups are, and as I'm showing them to you, I want you to be thinking, if you're not a part of any share groups, I want you to think, could I set something like this up? Yay, you got it, Jennifer. Could I set something like this up so that, you know, maybe some of my friends, we could do this. Some other bloggers that I know, we could do something similar. So the first group that I'm going to show you, this is a private group on Facebook, and it's extremely simple. What we do is we each, let me get to the top so you can see. This one was started by, I'm not even sure which blogger it was started by. I think it was multiple bloggers. They kind of started. There's only 10 people that are part of this. And as you can see up here, it says the days of the week, and it has blog like initials. These are for the blogs. And so what happens is that each person is assigned one blog each day to share something from. And so how it works is that there will be a share thread posted at the beginning of the week, as you can see, and then each of us will share 3 links on this share thread. So we will each come in and we will post 3 links. Most of the time these are links, or they should be links that have done really, really well on our Facebook page. And if you'll notice, if you can see, we're sharing the direct link to our Facebook post. So we're not sharing a link to our blog. We're sharing the direct link to our Facebook post. The reason we do that is because on this group, the goal is to get our Facebook engagement up. By each of us sharing posts, resharing posts from other people that have done well on our Facebook page, we're able to increase the engagement of everyone's Facebook page because Facebook rewards others for sharing. So Facebook will reward you if you share others' posts that have done well, and Facebook will reward others for sharing your posts that have done well. And what I mean by reward is I mean that Facebook will that basically they will increase your engagement. And when they increase your engagement, that means that your post gets shared to more people. So that's what you want. You want to increase your engagement so that your post gets shared to more people. So that's how the one Facebook share group works. And these are all people that we have, like we all know each other and we connected through blogging, and there's just 10 of us. And they were pretty picky about who they added to the group, and they handpicked some people who had high Facebook engagement and that we all had the same level of Facebook engagement, and then that's who is a part of the group. The other group that I'm a part of is a much larger group, and this group is on Google Drive. Again, we talked about Google Drive yesterday, and this is a group of, I think I looked and there are 55 different bloggers, and we're all in Google Drive, so it's a private Google Drive that we have access to. There's well, not quite, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I guess it starts on, it looks like there's about 35 people. So there's, yay, you got on. There's 35 different bloggers that are part of this, and it's a little bit larger group, but how this one works is very different than the other one I showed you. So this one, if you can see at the bottom, these tabs, they have numbers. Sorry, my iTunes thing is jumping up and down. Okay, so there's numbers here that will say, and it says like 15,000, 10,000, 5,000, 3,000, 1,000, 500, 100. And those are actually for the number of times a post has been shared. So if you have a post on Facebook that has been shared 100 times, you can go and add it to the tab that says 100, and I'll show you what it looks like. So you can add it on here to the tab that has, so any of these posts on here have 100 shares. Well, what happens is then if you add it to that tab, then you also have to pull a post off that tab and share it on your blog or on your Facebook page so that it's basically share for share. So if you add a post to that tab with 100 shares, then you also share a post from that tab. So you don't go and share one from the 15,000 tab and then add yours that is 100. And so it's basically making it, yeah, like Erin said, it's fair, and it's making it so that it's a little bit more equal. Now, both of these, if you'll notice, with both of these, I get to choose which post I post. And that's what's really important to me. So the Facebook share groups, I've been asked to be a part of a lot of them, that it's the kind of thing where each week you are told what you post every week. So you're told you have to post these 10 links on your Facebook page. Well, I don't want to be told what I have to post, because certain posts just aren't going to work on my site, or there's certain types of posts that on another person's site it would be no problem. But if I put that on my site, it would cause a lot of drama, and I try to avoid drama as much as possible. How do you use Google Drive with a group? You just share. So like, you know how you can share on Google Drive, you can share access to a file. So we have just shared access to 35 different bloggers. They all have access. So I think it's very important that you know your capacity. Don't join or start 10 different groups. You need to know your capacity. I was asked to be a part of some more around Christmas time, and I just couldn't, because I knew my capacity. And I know, one, I have a limit of how many posts I can share on my Facebook page, and two, I can't just be responsible for every single week having to, remember to share all these different places. So know your capacity, and also know who is in the group. I think it's really important. Unfortunately, there are some bloggers that hate to say it, but they sometimes create drama and controversy. So I try really hard to stay away from situations where I'm going to be aligning myself with someone who kind of creates drama and controversy. And maybe, you know, that person is called to create that drama and controversy, but that's just not, you know, I don't talk about politics. There's a lot of things that I don't talk about because that's not what I'm called to talk about. So know your capacity and know the people that are in the group. And I would really encourage you to only be in groups that you get to choose what you're posting. So you get multiple links, like I talked about the one. There's 3 different links from every single blogger, and we get to choose from those links. Now, a lot of people, you're saying, okay, how do I get to be a part of these groups? Well, honestly, I think the best thing to do is to network with other bloggers, get to know some other bloggers. Maybe you already know a few other bloggers that you could start your own group. Maybe there's some people right here that you can meet on Periscope and you can say, hey, you know, let's get to know each other. Maybe we can start a group, network with other people, and then see about starting your own group. That's the best way. Now, I would say start small. Be careful. Make sure that you have kind of equal engagement numbers, because it's only going to be fair. If you have 100 people and they have 100,000 people, it's not going to be equal. So you want to have similar engagement. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but similar engagement levels and similar interest, as far as like that you're both going to have the same market. If your blog is all about bow fishing, you're not going to probably want to hook up with someone who, you know, does cake decorating. So think about, make sure that your markets are going to be similar and that you have similar engagement, and make sure that you set up clear policies, so it's very clearly communicated what is expected. So very clearly communicate what you expect of people who are going to be part of the group, and make sure that you're only inviting people who are going to follow through. You do not want to you know, get 5 people to be a part of the group and then you're the only person who actually does it. It only works if it's people who are consistent and they have the capacity to be able to follow through. So those are just some suggestions. If some of you are a part of a Facebook share group and you want to tell us, maybe you know of a Facebook share group that is open to adding new members, I would love to know. I just have only been a part of ones that I've been invited to, and sometimes, you know, they'll be for a season and then they'll kind of peter out, and that's normal. But I'd love to hear. It's okay, Rebecca. It's okay. You can always watch the replay, or you know, you probably you're good. So anyway, but you missed it all too, Keely. Well, I didn't say measurable today, so I didn't say it this afternoon. I told my husband, I said, for those of you who missed this morning, everybody thought that it was crazy how I said, I guess I need to say measurable instead of measurable, which I've always said for all my life. I've said measurable for some reason. I don't know why, but this morning there were a lot of people who were very, thought that was funny, and it was cracking me up because I told him, I said, well, whenever we do our goal setting course, we're going to do live video for it, and I said, I guess I'm just going to let you do the parts where we have to say the M word, because I think it's going to be too distracting to people. So it was cracking me up. You know how you learn all these new things. You learn all the things you say wrong, and all your funny quirks when you're doing live video without editing. Yes, learning to laugh at yourself. That's just what you have to do. You have to learn to laugh at yourself, because it just is what it is. But anyway, oh, you guys it just cracked me up. It was just a funny thing. I was something new that I learned about myself that I didn't know. So, you think you need to grow your tribe a little more. You've never had 100 shares. Well, and that's the thing. Like for these groups, it's 100 shares. But maybe you are a part of a group where you start out where it's 10 shares, or maybe it's 20 shares. Don't feel like you need to have 100 shares. Start where you are. These are larger bloggers, and so I don't want to discourage you. I'd say start where you are, do what you can, and maybe it's not even that you have a share, you know, quota. when maybe you start with 3 or 4 other bloggers and you guys just say, we're gonna share one of our best posts every week. Do what works for you, and don't compare yourself to other people and feel like you don't measure up, because we all started somewhere. I remember when I first started blogging, and then I've been blogging for what felt like forever, and I remember the day it was like I hit 500 page views, and I had been blogging and blogging and blogging and blogging and blogging and blogging and blogging, and I finally hit 500 page views, and I remember how exciting that day was. And I always tell people to think of percentages, not numbers, because I can throw out some numbers sometimes that might just make you feel discouraged, but you have to remember, I have been blogging for 10 years. That's a lot of blogging. And so look at percentages. I still do that myself when maybe there's something that is really slow growing. I look more at the percentages versus at the numbers. And so compare yourself to yourself. And you know, if you have 37 people who follow your Facebook page and you get 1 new follower every 2 weeks, think of the percentages there. That's a really good percentage. So focus on that and compare yourself to yourself, and don't feel discouraged, because you know what? We all have our areas that we shine in. We all have our areas that we're experienced in. And some of you have better diction than me, clearly, and you know how to pronounce words. And some of us just struggle with that. So my 1-word resolution should be patience this year. Yes. Patience. That's a really good word. And I will just, you know, to be really honest, there are things that I have done in the last year that haven't turned out at all like I thought they would, and that have been discouraging. I think of one specific thing that we poured so much time and money into, and instead of actually being, it was our email list. We poured a lot of time and money into our email list, trying to really ramp up the Money Saving Mom email list to take it to the next level. And we really thought there was that potential. And we poured thousands of dollars into moving it to a different software, into hiring consultants and hiring different people. And you know what? It went down. Like down pretty significantly versus up. And so I share that with you to just say, like, we are all learning together, and none of us have it figured out. So I'm just glad that we can have this community, and we can share, and we can talk, and we can learn from one another, because I'm learning so much from you all. So thanks so much for being here. If you haven't done so already, be sure to get a copy of my book, Money Making Mom. It's available on Amazon. It's also available at some libraries now. Yay! The audiobook is also available. And if you go to MoneyMakingMomBook.com, MoneyMakingMomBook.com, you can sign up for my free 5-day course on how I make a full-time income from home. And at that site, when you sign up for my free 5-day course, you will also be signed up for my free behind-the-scenes Money Making Mom email newsletter, where I share tips and tricks and techniques and lots of little insider stuff like I share on the scopes. So that's at Money Making Mom Book. So I did not read the audio, Erin. I wish I had, but they gave me, I had 2 weeks. They told me that it needed to be done in 2 weeks. And they said that I knew that it was going to take 2.5 days to do it. And that was a very busy season of life. And I said, you know what? I am not going to say yes to this, because I know if I say yes to doing this, even though I want to do it, it will mean that I'm going to say no to my family and my health. And so I said no, so someone else read it. So a professional person who knows how to pronounce their words right read the book. So I guess that's a good thing. So anyway, alrighty. Yeah, it was such short time. I don't know. It was weird, but you know, sometimes that's what happens, and you just go with it. But anyway, so all right. I hope you have a good afternoon, and I will talk to you later. I think I might have another scope in me tonight, so we'll see. But anyway, have a great afternoon.